We're going to create a new app using our Xamarin Studio. To do that, I'll click on create a new project. And you can select several projects here using Xamarin. I'll select, you need to select your device. I'll select mobile device, platform, Android or whatever. I can select all. You select all platforms, doesn't really matter. So if you want to filter, you can select Android only, Azure, and all that. Let me show you what you can do with C# using Xamarin. You can create a cross-platform mobile app for Android, for iOS, for Windows, for web as well. Android app, you can create Android app alone. You can create Android iOS alone. You can create Android Wear app, Android Watch OS. So you can create apps for watch. You can create app for you can create class library and a lot more. You can actually create apps for smart TV as well. For this course, we'll focus only on Xamarin Forms because with Xamarin Forms, you will be able to create apps for Android, iOS, and Windows devices. I will select Android and click Next. I'm going to give my app a name. I'll call this app Simple Calculator. Or better still, I love to use Hungarian style of writing. I will ensure this one is capitalized. I'll explain all this in future videos. The location where I want the app to store, I don't want this location. I want a location where I can easily navigate to. I'm going to choose my document. You can choose anywhere. But one thing that you need to understand concerning Android app development, your location must not be too lengthy, because if it's lengthy, for instance, if you place it inside Visual Studio now and create another project, another folder, and place it there and create another folder, that may cause error because of the system we are using and some other things. It may cause error. The best solution to that, to avoid that issue, you can create a new folder. Maybe you call it Xamarin apps, which is similar to all these ones. Then you select the folder. This way it won't generate much problem. And I'm going to click create. After that, before I click create, this place solution and project in the same directory. I don't want to click this because if I come to Visual Studio, let me select this solution. If I click this will be inside this folder, and I want it to be outside. I will leave it unchecked and click create. Now there are three options: predefined template that has been shipped with Microsoft. Now there are three templates that is being shipped with Xamarin Forms. You can either select master detail page, or tab page, or shell, or blank. Blank means nothing will be configured for you. It will just run as you will have to configure everything yourself. While this one is more or less like container to hold the child and all that. But I'm going to hop over to master detail page just for you to see our first video. If you want to develop for the three apps, for the three platform, you select the three. But I don't have Windows installed now. I will install that later. So I'm going to unselect this. So I want to install for Android and iOS. And if you want to build the backend for this, for your app, you can select this. This will integrate with create API for your web applications. But I'm going to unselect it now so that I'll focus on the two. I'll click OK to generate my app. So let me run you through the structure of Visual Studio. Your screen may not look like this. If you have another theme, you can decide to choose you can decide to use my own theme. To change your own theme, you go to the tools option, you select general, and you change your theme. I'm using blue, you can use light, you can use dark, you can use extra blue. Okay, I'll click OK. Now you may get some lots of information on this page, like a newer USDK and all that. I'm not going to worry about this because there are quite a number of things to set up here. So I'm going to close down this now. Let me show you the Solution Explorer. With the Solution Explorer, you can actually see that this is as my apps for Android and for iOS. If I've selected Windows, Universal Windows, another folder will be here called Windows UWP. Okay, what we're trying to say basically is that, let me show you the structure. You're going to write code here inside this simple calculator. Anytime you want to develop or deploy your application, if you want to deploy for Android will understand that, oh, this person wants to deploy for Android, and this Android will start the main activity from main. We execute the code from main activity. After this, it will automatically launch every other things you've added to this place. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything in total. Now this is our Solution Explorer, and this is properties, and we'll talk about properties much later. The next thing I want to point your attention to is there are many things you might need to install, which is not here now, and I've already installed them, but you may not have it installed on your own device. To get it installed, you need to look for, you may not have your own like this because I had to reset this to default. If you do have this, if it's like this, no problem, and if it's not like that, just try to play around it. So what I want to do is that I want to install emulator for this Android SDK and all the necessary things you need to install. To do that, I'm going to click this arrow. I'm looking for one arrow. Okay, since I'm developing for Android, I need to bring Android palette out menu out. I'm not sure if it's here, and if it's here, I'm going to click this right click on the tool tab and select Android. So all right, if I select Android, this is the Android tool tab. I will drag it to this place so that I'll be able to have access to the tool tab. Now what I'm trying to do here, I need to install some things here. To continue, you can click on Open Android SDK Manager. If I click the Android SDK Manager, I will be able to install the latest Android. With this now, I've already installed a number of Android OS, just like the one you have on your phone. Currently, I'm using Android 8.0 on my phone, but I can actually install Android 9.0, Android 7, 6, and all that. That is, if I want to target people that are using Android 9.0, I need to see how my app will look on Android 9.0 or Android 8.1, Android 8.0, 7.1, and all that. It is very, very essential. But you may be tempted to keep selecting and downloading all this. You don't need that. According to Android specification, it is important to target the latest version. So if I want to target the latest version now. I could target Android 10.0. With that, my app will be able to scale over time. But at the moment, I have Android 9.0 and Android 8.1 installed. So if you want to install, you can install Android 9.0 and Android 8.1. How do you want to use? How can we install this? All you need to do is just select this Android SDK platform. You can as well select Android. You can as well select the Android Intel Atom system image. This you can select the 62, 64-bit or 32-bit. Well, I'm not going to be using this. I just want you to be aware of this. That is, if you have the data, and if you want to do it, make sure your internet is active, because if there is a break in your internet connection, we are going to start all over again. Well, I'm going to be using my phone to connect to test my app. So I'm not going to be using emulator. I just want to show you this. If you want to use emulator, there's another thing you need to talk about is tools. You might need to install Android SDK tool, Android SDK platform tool. They're not that heavy. And extras, you need to install some of those things that I've mentioned here. USB driver. If you want to monetize your apps, you need to install Google Ads SDK, which is just 688 kilobytes. Google Web Driver and all that. Intel X18 emulator accelerator. This is very important if you want to run your apps on your Windows phone, or on your Windows 10. If you want to run your app on your device, here, Android emulator, you need to install this, which is around 262 megabytes. If you install this, you don't need your phone to test your application. But if you have your phone installed, if your phone is with you, of course you have a phone, you can automatically use your phone as an emulator. Now, one drawback in using phone as an emulator, if your phone has been faulty before, if you have replaced or repaired your phone, the downboard of your phone, most of the downboard they sell out there, they are fake. So you may find it difficult to connect your phone to Visual Studio because the downboard is bad. Maybe you've replaced the charging points. I'm going to close this now so that I can start the application. Don't worry, I will explain everything in total over the period of 1 month. You know this toolbox and all that. For me to start my application, I'll go back to this file structure. Now, one thing you need to understand, when you launch your application for the very first time, if it's on Android, your application starts from main activity. This will be the first thing to launch when you click open, when you open any app. And this app will create stuff for you, and it will load a new app for you. If you check this load application new app, in other words, after leaving this page, your application will come to this sharing code where this controls the Android and the iOS. Okay. Now your application will now move and run app.xam. Yeah. Now when I click on .xam, your application will start and run main page. Then your application will be live. You'll be able to see it. So let's go to the main page. Under main page, you will be able to find main page under view. Okay. So when you select view, you will see main page. And this is your application. this is our application. Notice that when we started the project, we see master detail page when we're trying to create the project. That is why it's like this. Don't worry, I'm going to develop application from scratch so that you know how it works. Now, this is our parent page, and every other page rests on this page. About us, item detail page, item page, main page rest on this. Now, this is a complete application. I'm going to run this application now. To run my application, I want to use my phone as an emulator. To do that, I'll connect my phone. You use your cable to connect your phone. I want to connect my phone now. I need to ensure that my phone can send data. You know, some phone will ask you that do you want this phone to charge only, or you want to send data? What I want to do basically is to ensure that this phone can do file transfer. After clicking file transfer, you will be able to see my phone, which is Infinix Smart 3. I will hop over to this. Let me try and see if I can get this thing down here so that you will be able to see the Android aspects. So if you don't see anything, you can click on standard toolbar options and click. You'll be able to see your phone here. Infinix Mobile Limited, Infinix X Android 9.0 API 28. I want to see how I can actually bring this thing down. I might need to change the layout. I'll do that later. I can easily run my application here and it will be live on my phone, but I want you to see how it works because I want to connect my phone and I want you to see my phone somewhere around this place. I want you to see my phone here. To do that, I need to install some add-ins on my Google Chrome. I'll hop over to my Google Chrome and type and search for Visor. With Visor lets you view and control your Android on your computer, easy, PC, challenging, and all that. I'll click Visor, Google Chrome, and to go to chrome.google.com and all that. Now that I have Visor installed on my system, if I don't have it installed, you will see something like add extension. You click it, it will download Visor on your, and it will download and install Visor automatically. After installation, you go to, it's still the same thing. Let me check, click on app and select another share to classroom. You will just click add to Chrome. It will download and you can easily install it. It's very easy to install. After that, you go to apps. It will be part of the apps on your Chrome/app. I'm going to click Visor. Visor will automatically choose a device. If Visor did not detect your phone, two things may happen. Probably your downboard, your phone is not working. The downboard of your phone, the charging port of your phone is not actually working, or you are not using data cable, or is not properly connected. Now, for me to view my phone, it's pretty easy to view my phone. I'm going to click view, and this will connect with my phone. Of course, make sure your phone is properly connected. This is my phone, so I can either navigate here. I can either use my mouse to control my phone. I can control my phone directly from here. Okay, so whatever I'm doing here will reflect here. So the first thing you need to do is we need to ensure that uh, debugging enable. And to do that, you may not, when you go to settings on your phone, I want to go to settings on my phone. There's what we call developers option. System. Oh, okay. There's one called developers option. When you go to systems and scroll up, I have developer option here. But I'm sure if you are using a new phone, developer option will not be there. Why? Because by default, Android will have developer option because they assume you are not a developer. For you to make that developer option enabled, you need to click on About Phone and type build number 14 times, or build number 14 times till you get you are now in developers mode. When you do that, when you go back to okay, it's trying to the advisor, except I pay for main for premium, I'll be getting ads on my phone. That doesn't really matter anyway. So when you go back to the system, you click on developers option and ensure you enable developer option. That way you're able to deploy your application. To do that, the next thing to do is I'm going to click on this smart tag arrow and click um, play button to deploy my application. While it will take about 1 or 2 minutes for this app to load, then your application will come up. So let's wait for this application to build and install.